On the great space coaster, we'll explore. Hey guys, welcome back to the Bucket Think Tank for another round of comic chat, and we'll get right into it with Green Arrow issue 2. So when we last left off with this story here, what was going on? Well, Oliver Queen was missing, alright, and his family was going out looking for him, and the important thing that happened in that story, in addition to finding out that Ollie was missing in some dimension or planet, was that Roy was reunited with his daughter. It was a great, beautiful scene, and then she disappeared, and she said Amanda Waller was involved, and Roy's like, I'm gonna find Amanda Waller, and that's sort of where we are. So we see Roy Harper getting ready to go. Roy's suiting up, getting everything, and normally we'd expect Black Canary to be the sort of voice of reason here, but she's like, oh no, I'm going with you. I'm going with you. Let's go. Let's go. And that's great. I was really sort of not looking forward to the idea that they'd be sort of talking Roy out of it. I'm like, no, it's Amanda Waller. All right, we're gonna hold this woman accountable, and we're gonna go. We might drop some bodies on the way here. Who knows? But we are going to find Roy Harper's daughter, and I loved it. Meanwhile, Ollie is just sort of adapting to this new reality that he's in as best he can, which is just being Green Arrow. He's going around, stopping rich fat cats, literal rich fat cats, who apparently have been selling drugs to kids and whatnot, and Ollie's not having it, which, points to Ollie. But that leads him to another problem, which is, hey, the rich fat cats sends smaller dangerous cats to beat him up. And he's about to get the work handed in, but then luckily, Emiko, I think it's Emiko, comes in and bails him out, and this we get the discussion going on here. When we last left off, Oliver was telling her that, hey, there's no way to get back, we're stuck here. And Ollie seems sort of like owning up to that. Like, he's built a tree house in a tree with some help from technology he got a while back from Batman and the Flash. So yeah, he's like, yeah, we're fine here. This is all we need. And to me, it seems totally weird, totally stupid. And Emiko brings up, like, hey, don't you miss anything about, the life? Like Roy, Dinah, all of that. He's like, yeah, I miss it. But it's like, what about Hawk? Your son? He's like, Connor? My son? He's like, my son? And he's like, yeah, might need to get out of here. Then they start glowing again, so they're going somewhere else. Then we cut to, I guess it's Belle Reve. And we see Roy and Canary going, look, where's Amanda Waller? Where's Amanda Waller? And Canary points out, like, look, Roy, they aren't going to tell you, because remember, Amanda Waller's shtick is putting bombs in people's heads to make them work for her. So they're not afraid that she'll kill them, because they'll die either way. Apparently Count Vertigo's like, yeah, dude, I know some stuff. I know where Amanda Waller is. I know what she's doing. I know what she's got planned. He's like, all right, speak up. And it's all interrupted by the arrival of Peacemaker, who said Amanda Waller knew he'd be coming. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't get why Peacemaker is important all of a sudden outside of the Peacemaker series on HBO, which I haven't seen because I don't care about this character. First of all, the helmet's stupid. And like people said before, it's a toilet bowl. He's wearing a toilet. Alright? I just can't. Either way, that's how the comic ends. Ultimately, Green Arrow issue 2, I think, would be better if we spent more time in Ollie's head, because he seems so set on just not being free, which is weird. I think had we found a story like, hey, I've tried, can't get out, made things worse, try to get out, who knows, I think that would work too. Really, Roy sort of steals the show in my mind, because, like, looking for his daughter. And I love the introduction he had with his daughter when they first met up again. I love that. But here, watching Ollie like, yeah, I miss things. I miss Canary. But my son! No, I didn't realize my son was there! Like, how did you not? I don't know. Like, this is bad. But I think as we go through, we'll that issue will be resolved. And then I have this story. Overall, alright. Look forward to issue 3. It's not amazing, but I think it's solid. Again, I love the art. I love the design for Ollie's costume here. This sort of futuristic, almost cyberpunk-esque approach to archery. Like, I'd like to know where he got that from. But overall, alright. Next, we have Justice Society of America, The New Age, issue 4. So, first of all, I love this cover. Yes, I'll admit, it's the boob window. Look, you can close it up or not. Don't close it. But don't make them smaller. Just don't. Just don't. Don't be that person. So anyway. We last left off, Degadon, the time-traveling Nazi, had showed up at the JSA headquarters, but before we get to that, we have to go through Madame Xanadu studying this crystal ball, or the snow globe that Huntress brought, and that Detective Chimp brought to Madame Xanadu. It was like, yeah, so this isn't a regular snow globe, and this isn't my regular crystal ball. There's something in here, something important, and Huntress is the key to it. As also pointing out that, you know, Batman's death is not to be interfered with, which is interesting because are they saying that Batman dies in this continuity or in another one? Because my understanding was, and I think most people's was, that Helena Wayne is from Earth 2. So, what Batman death are we trying to prevent here? Anyway, while Xanadu was studying it, she gets a shockwave talking about Eclipso, a greater threat coming, and she's like, we have to get this back to her quickly. She's the key to stopping Degadon. And so, Huntress gives a quick rundown of exactly, you know, what's going on in case you may have forgotten it or whatnot. This story's been a bit of a slow burn, but it's picking up. Also reminding us that Degadon is a time-traveling Nazi, so there is nothing redeemable about him. Alright, he's abusing time travel, I guess, for the Reich, I guess. You know, hey, we're gonna win this time. But apparently whatever he wants to do involves the JSA. So, which also explains why he's a time-traveling Nazi, because the JSA, God bless them, they love finding the Axis, which is great. I'm not trying to downplay the Axis as a threat, but it's always like, what was it, Captain Murder, General Nazi, loved it. So anyway, Degadon takes on the JSA. Now, to be fair, this is a monumental feat. The JSA is not to be messed with. You got speedsters, you got magic users, you got Green Lanterns, you got a kid with a freaking genie, and a Kryptonian. And sometimes Huntress is here. So, he goes through, and he neutralizes Alan Scott, neutralizes Jay Garrick, so what he takes out are Green Lantern and Flash. Alright, not looking good. He's set for the kid with the genie, Jakeem Williams, and he's got a kryptonite ring for Power Girl. I'm like, okay. But luckily, one thing he's not ready for is the Wayne, which I love. I love he's not ready for a Wayne. And she fires a crossbow, shoots his finger off, and then Power gives the old 1-2 punch. Somehow this didn't kill him. And she goes like, look, Khalid. Alright, so here's what I think is going on here. So this time-traveling Nazi goes around, and what he does is he understands the times. He's able to sort of predict everything that's going on here because his power is sort of manipulating time, past, present, future. But Huntress is not from this time, so she's like an anomaly. And Dr. Fate, Khalid, that helmet is also an anomaly because it's always through past, present, future. There's always a Dr. Fate. So, yeah, they have the best bet of stopping him. And Khalid's like, say less, I'm in! And sadly, Degadon just like, whoop, nope. And he goes out. Loved it. Just as Madame Xanadu and Dead Man show up like, hey guys, what did we miss? Meanwhile, Degadon ends up back in 1941 meeting his older self like, so, when you left here, I had 5 fingers. Now here I am with 4. What did you mess up? You were supposed to kill Huntress first. Or remember, she's the one we can't figure out, because Degadon is basically this weird, insane, altering paradox. So he's very hard to track down, and we see the JSA trying to figure out how best to get a beat on him. And even Jay Garrick's pointing out, like, feels like there's something he's missing, which more than likely is the fact that he is slowly beginning to remember that his daughter, Judy Garrick, is out there. So that's cool. I'm not quite sure how those two events tie in. Hopefully they will. We see Stargirl and Jakeem Williams trying to investigate something else. We see Night Owl and Wildcat, the new generation, keeping the fact that Mochi and Wildcat are sick, and they're taking Lazarus pills to hide it. And Karen reveals that, hey, Helena went to Gotham City. And this comic ends with Helena talking to Batman like, hey, I'm your daughter from another Earth. I'm here to stop you from being murdered. As he's beating up Mr. Toad. At least I think it's Mr. Toad. It better be Mr. Toad. Gotham City cannot afford 2 Toad-like people in in that city. And that's how the comic is. Ultimately, Justice Society of America issue 4, I felt is good. Like I said before, this story is a bit of a slow burn. So if it doesn't engage with you, you're probably going to lose sight of it. I think I said it before, when I heard about this story and the way it was built up, I expected a bit more. I just sort of did. I expected, I think, more of the idea of legacy of heroes, understanding their impact on the community. To me, the JSA, especially with Jeff Johns' JSA, my favorite image is when you see them on the fire truck. All right, and they're going to put out a fire. They're working with the fire department, and they're all just sort of hanging out on it. Cyclone's flying beside it. Jay Garrick is running beside it. Hourman and Jesse Quick are sitting on top like the beautiful couple they are. That to me is fun, the sort of community aspect of the JSA, and I wish that was here. Maybe we'll end it that way. Who knows? But yeah, I'm trying to figure out, did we need Batman in this? I don't know. But overall, I'm still enjoying this. But I want to see where this is one of those where the ending will make or break for me. And finally, we have Star Wars YODA. So after this, we are caught up with Star Wars YODA. And this one is fun. Like, the build up to this was YODA versus Grievous. And I'm like, you had me. So we open up on Dagobah. And again, this entire story takes place on Dagobah with Yoda remembering stories that happened here. And I do love that. I do, because we don't quite know what Yoda did during his time on Dagobah. I guess, in his depressed adult state, his entire organization destroyed. Jedi that he trained and raised from childhood up have been murdered. He failed in his grave duty of, guiding the Jedi Order. And there's been a whole conversation as to where Yoda failed. Did he fail? Where did he fail? When was the moment he failed? And it's all been great. But here, someone's talking to Yoda, and we don't quite get if this person means well or means not. I think it might be Qui-Gon. It might be Qui-Gon just because of the color of the speech bubble. It's blue, which we can associate with Force Ghost. And it should be noted that Qui-Gon never finished his training, so he doesn't have a physical form as a Force Ghost. Although the Kenobi series just said, nah, he got there eventually. Who knows? So we get a flashback to a mysterious figure meeting an informant about information that the Separatists are doing. They've got this new weapon being created that will apparently end the war. And so after giving some more credits, figuring out what it was called, I believe it was called Project Titan. Alright? And it turns out this informant is Yoda standing on an astromech droid, which I found hilarious. Weird about this comic is, in moments where Yoda speaks proper galactic basic, instead of, your phone ringing, it is, press the button you must. Like, it'd be like, your phone is ringing, press the button. So, it's sort of on and off, which is a bit distracting. But anyway, Yoda meets with the Jedi Council. Is like, okay, so apparently the Separatists have a new weapon that will apparently win the war. So, any ideas how to stop this? Anything planned to stop Operation Titan? Keanu Moody's like, I don't know. Dude, you got 2 brains. How do you not know something? Kenobi mentions that Anakin and the 326 have acquired a Separatist shuttle, and there's some information on it. There might be some information on it, so Yoda's like, yeah, let's go there, let's encrypt it and see what's going on. And Yoda's like, I'm going too. They find out that it's on one of 2 planets, or one of 2 sectors in space. So they got to figure out where that is. So they decide to go to the Elysium sector to one of those planets to figure out what's going on there. And lo and behold, they get there, and Anakin's like, alright, so how does Yoda's like, this requires stealth. And there are air ducts here. I'm in. So Yoda goes in, and he overhears Grievous's plan. Like, okay, so apparently Operation Titan is held here. Grievous is apparently, I guess, protecting those secrets. So Yoda goes in, hacks into the computer, like, okay, what's going on? What is Operation Titan? He goes like, oh no, by the stars. I guess Ray Liotta would be like, stars by the? Or like, stars. Actually, stars would work too. Or Sith spit. There's some weird Star Wars swears. But anyway, as Yoda finds out, he's met by General Grievous. And this has been something that people have wondered for a while. Who would win, Yoda versus Grievous? Really, I don't think it's that much of a contest. I think it definitely goes to Yoda. TCW Yoda, definitely, TCW Grievous is a total joke. He's no threat to anyone. Alright? The fact that Ahsoka has been able to just handle him, the fact that Gungans have been able to take him down, Nadar Veb, a newly knighted Jedi, is able to handle him, and Kenobi mocking him every day of the week. It's just not interesting to watch TCW Grievous do anything. So Yoda's like, alright, lightsaber's a Jedi weapon, you're no Jedi. And Grievous is like, I've been training your Jedi arts by Count Dooku. I'm like, okay, who taught him? Let's go. Let's see what he taught you. So the fight goes about as well as one thing. My favorite bit here is when Yoda goes, overconfident you are, and over you I am. I'm like, yeah, he's over you. Like, this is a done conclusion. He goes through, he's putting the pressure, he adds the force, pulls the lightsaber from Grievous' hand. Now Yoda's dual wielding Yoda. Those are two full, there's like one regular sized lightsaber, one full lightsaber, which is weird because Yoda's that small, but either way, great. Grievous calls it his droid, still no real ground, and Grievous escapes. Yoda's like, alright, let's go. This is important. Yoda explains exactly what Operation Titan is. So Operation Titan is the Serpent's going to make more battle droids. It would be like several times the size of regular humans. They're going to be mega droids. I'm like, okay, that is frightening, but which droids? Trade Federation droids aren't going to matter. Super battle droids, we have a problem. Droid Decals, we have a problem. Alright? But Trade Federation droids, nah. Make them 100 feet tall, it's not going to matter. It's not going to matter. But Yoda's like, we got to eliminate this now. We have to put this in the ground now. And that's how the comic ends. Ultimately, this was just great because of the Yoda versus Grievous fight. So, fun fact, in Labyrinth of Evil, as a matter of, do I need to get the book? I don't think I need to get the book. In Labyrinth of Evil, which is a book that is apparently no longer canon. Dooku, which is weird because it's a story right before Revenge of the Sith. It explains why there's a space battle, Revenge of the Sith, why Palpatine was kidnapped, but whatever. Disney canon's terrible. So, Yoda, when Dooku was training Grievous, he's like, look, dude, you have a small window to defeat Jedi. Alright, look, I've taught you everything you could possibly need, but you need fear, intimidation, you need all those other skills. You got to get them off their A game. Because if they can focus, you will not be able to take on the members of the Jedi Council. Shaak Ti, Mace Windu, Yoda. No, dude, get out. Get out. Look, trust me. I know, Yoda. You are not there. Alright? If you can't keep them off their guard, keep them from bringing their A game, you're not going to win. You're not going to win. Which is why you can never beat Kenobi, because Kenobi's like, oh, hello there. Which, that's TCW. Terrible thing. Like, people talked about it before. Like, one of the big things is that Kenobi's victory over Grievous in Revenge of the Sith doesn't really matter, when in TCW, Kenobi pretty much one-ups Grievous every time. So, it's not that impressive. We're like, yep, Grievous, it's been fun, but I gotta put you down now. I'm like, didn't you do it before? Yeah. It's weird. But I think that's why no one really wants a Yoda versus Grievous, because it's a foregone conclusion. Yoda will mop the floor with Grievous. That's all there is to it. Overall, though, still fun. I want to see what these mega droids are going to do, because that to me is frightening. Depending on which droids, it might be an entirely new droid line. But also weird that Yoda is going to meet informants. Like, for the most part, Yoda is the head of the Jedi's army in terms of the war. So he spends a lot of time on Coruscant, working with the Supreme Chancellor Palpatine and helping deploy troops and whatnot. He's leading from the back, which is fine. He can also lead from the front. But would Yoda really go to meet an informant? That sounds like something he would send someone else for. If only there was a spy master in the Jedi Order who could better meet with informants. Oh wait, they did. His name was Thome. He was a badass. And New Canon had him killed off. He was killed off early, as revealed in the story Dark Disciple, which was just a rehash a horrible rehash of another Star Wars comic from the old canon, which we can call it Legends now because it's legendary. All right, the original 2003 Clone Wars multimedia project is still better than most, if not all, of the Clone Wars era stuff that's coming out now. That includes TCW. Like, when you take Ahsoka out of TCW, there's really no point to it. All right. But whatever, we're at to go here. So that's it. We're caught up on Star Wars YODA, so that means next time we'll be right on top of them. Green Arrow was, I think, alright. I'm going to give it 2 more issues. Actually, no, I'm going to give it 5 issues. A full 5 issues, because I want to see where this goes. I really just want to see Roy find his daughter. That's kind of it. When that happens, I'm like, you know what? I'm done with you all. Go. JSA, little hit and miss in some spots, but I didn't hate it. Again, I want this sort of pick up the pace. Time-traveling Nazi, I think, is, again, a great opponent for the JSA. Even if they left, look, we've dealt with time-traveling Nazis before. We got this. And I would have liked more disrespect to Grievous. Like, imagine if Yoda took all 4 lightsabers out of Grievous's hand. I think Dooku would have showed him, like, look, dude, just come home. Alright, we'll talk about this later. But yeah, ultimately, I like this week. Anyway, with that in mind, if you are new to the Bucket Think Tank, feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, check out some other videos, and I'll catch you all later. This is Bucket Think Tank signing off. Thanks for watching. As always, may your fandom serve you well.